Is it on? Yeah, it's on. Alright, so me and Joe are going to take a roll. I'm going to show Joe how I road trip. It should be fun.
I'm scared shitless.
So when I start my road trips, or when I go on my road trips, I like to listen to my music, which is, this is all the CDs I've ever bought in my life. And
what's that, about a dozen?
Well,
2 dozen?
yeah, about 2 dozen. Half of them were given them to me.
What was the first CD you ever bought?
Garth Brooks. I want to go to Mobile. I want to park my car in the parking lot, and I want to put my bathing suit on, and I want to run out 300 yards into the Gulf of Mexico and swim. That's objective number 1. Other than that, I don't care.
What do you like to eat on road trips?
Well, I have 3 main food sources on a road trip. I like to do Subway for lunch, $5 footlong. And then for dinner, get the $5 pizza. Keep my budget at 10 a day. Or I won't eat all day, and I'll go to a Chinese buffet. Or I'll just blow a lot of money on something delicious. But that's 4 things.
How's that work out for you? How's that affect your poop schedule?
I'm pretty regular.
This is how Zach finds the cheapest place to stay. He goes to the rest stop and gets these flyers. Jesus. Hey!
So, here's the part of going on a road trip with Zach. Half the time I sleep in my car, and half the time I found, when I started traveling, you didn't have internet. You had to go to Starbucks and pay $1.99 for 2 hours of internet. Anyhow, even on the internet and even with Priceline, some of the best hotel deals are in these books. You can find them at any rest stop. One of my favorite things that I've been doing for years on road trips is just pulling over to a rest stop. I know it sounds weird. Pulling out some cigarettes and chain smoking. It's just... smoked a lot of cigarettes at rest stops. I smoke. I'm not allowed to do that anymore, though.
No, man, more like Simon and Garfunkel.
More like, oh, you seen that movie Bridge Over River Kwai?
No.
That's a man movie.
Have you seen that movie, Bridges of Madison County?
No. Have you seen 21 Bridge Street?
That's not a real movie.
Even a captain needs to let the inexperienced get some time in every now and then on the waters. It's no different here in the car. Well, listen up, grandson. When I was 32, we drove to Mobile, Alabama. We were still allowed to drive cars on our own back then. Couldn't drink in the car. Well, you were still allowed to get drunk once you got out of the car.
I'm gonna tell you what, grandson. Driving sucks. You didn't miss nothing. Self-driving car. I'd be drinking in the back, taking a nap, reading a book, being sweet. This, I'm over it.
When I met my boyfriend of 2 years ago, that sexual fire was strong, and this has been my longest relationship thus far. However, I've noticed my desire for him is quickly diminishing.
I don't know if you can see this right here. There's a little bit of dust on top of that. Yeah, that would never stand at Sharky's, I'm telling you. There's a star rating that most people aren't aware of, but this is probably a 5-star Chris Todd bathroom. You'll know that it has a shower and a tub, you know, just depending on how you're feeling.
Some people stand in the darkness, afraid to get into the light.
Good morning, thank you for joining us. Please have a seat. In 1864, right before the Civil War broke out, they built this. And what they were going for was kind of an Art Deco look. And just follow me around the corner and I'll show you. The Civil War is about teamwork, and ultimately, you know, that's important. Something that built camaraderie was an early morning latrine visit where they would line up and they would attempt to, you know, play rebel songs with their flutes.
I started learning about the Civil War. I was about 5 or 6 years old, I think. And I think when I turned 18 and became a man, my family told me that the South had lost. I didn't even know until then.
A lot of people don't know this, but back in that era, there was a cappella was very big. And one of the things that of course they designed this with defense in mind, but also with good acoustics. And so if they were to, sometimes they would come down here, 3 or 4 of them, and they would sing in an a cappella, you know, round, I think they called it. This is actually an old one that a good friend of mine, Shelby Foote, taught me. I'm gonna defend my honor. I'm gonna save the South.
Southerners were inventing all sorts of things. They almost won the war itself due to a lot of their inventions. The submarine, the rocket ship. They also invented electricity. If you can see there, the first lamppost in all of the South.
Interesting fact, that tree over there was planted by Robert E. Lee's great-grandfather. He was a descendant of Johnny Appleseed.
One of the other inventions during the Civil War were elevators. I think we have one here. Oh, there's Zach now. Hey, Zach. That's pretty cool.
Hi, Joe.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this, but Confederate Southerners invented hosteling. What we have here is one of the first hostels in America. It only had room for 4, and tourism kind of tanked during the war, so to speak. So these beds are much as you would have seen them in 1865. They're vacant.
Because much of the fort had dangerous things on it, weapons, hence the kids playing with cannonballs, kids had to live in a special quarters. That's it right there. It could house 32 children.
Back in 1903, this has held 3 6-inch disappearing cannons. They're not there. They are there. You just can't see them.
In order to keep morale up, the soldiers' grandmothers were allowed to come and visit, and they would stay down here. They had a bed breaking, a bread baking thing down here. Check it out. It's pretty neat.
Bed breaking with grandma?
No, bread baking. They baked bread. Morale was very important to keep up because the war went on for over 4 years.
What did you write on yours?
Well, I was going to tell you after you told me what you wrote on yours.
Oh.
First of all, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready to mail a postcard to my sweetheart. All right.
So, we made it back home.
We made it. One piece, it was a good trip.
So we took a Memorial Day weekend trip, and we made it back before Memorial Day.
Tomorrow we're going to work all day.
Yeah, because we're ballers.
Yeah.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.